Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide, and I am excited to have a look at something that CIJ just released, and that is the ARGO ATLS cargo loading exoskeleton. The use of the Atlas suit, as it has been called, has been around for a long time. It was first discussed by CIG in the very early days of the project, and there's been a lot of thoughts about what the Atlas suit would be. Mostly it was thought that it was going to be some sort of a combat super heavy mech armor, but instead we're seeing a Aliens, the original movie, like cargo loader. And although it's a bit smaller than that, and they've just dropped it into the Evocati PTU with very little notice, but it is not under NDA, so we can walk around it here, and I can show it to you. It's sort of minimalist. It's if you're expecting some giant hulking mech warrior kind of robot, that is not this. It's maybe a half meter to 3/4 of a meter higher than my character here, and it behaves mostly like a ship with a ship tractor beam, except this, according to the patch notes, has some very particular ways in which the tractor beam works, because it is very specialized towards handling cargo. This is not going to be as multi-purpose of a tool as the multi-tool is, or the max lift tractor rifle. So you get close, hit F, will auto load us into the seat. As you see, has a very interesting set of launch animations, I guess you would call them. And at this point, the set of controls is really simple. Use the WASD keys will cause us to move around, and we aim and activate the tractor beam with the mouse. As you can see, it's kind of slow. No one's going to be running any foot races in this, and a bit noisy, but of course you would have expected that. So let's just, this is its maximum speed. I do have the center wheel spun all the way up. Also, there does not seem to be a run mode with it. Not that I've found so far. So let me walk this thing, look around more. It's got very interesting detailing, very much in keeping with the Argo aesthetic. So to speak, the tractor beam is on my right arm. I don't think there's anything on my left. Whether someday we might be seeing other variants of that, I suspect that if it's not already, we'll be seeing this used as some sort of an LTI token. Since it is essentially a ship, it will probably be offered when it is first offered. We have no time frame on when this will go to live. We have no price, really no details at all. I suspect it's going to be in the US dollars, double digits, teens to 20s or 30s. It will probably be used as a incremental set of revenue, that you would probably keep one of these in each one of the in your home city and in any of the places that you visit. Although it can certainly small enough to go on the ship with you, it will be taking up floor space. So let me quick get in here. We're going to do a quick cargo run with this. Let me call up a cargo ship. Cut out a little bit of time there. There's our. And while my ship is coming up, let's run over here and get a medium-sized cargo mission. A short one that will just take us from here in New Babbage up to Port Tressler with a few dozens. Here we are. The rookie rank direct planetary medium cargo haul. Waste and scrap to Port Tressler. Nice quick little thing for a test. 14K. Not a lot, which is something I pointed out in the other video I just published earlier today. And that is that the price of these cargo missions is based on the number of boxes. And so at least right now there isn't a lot of incentive to have a big ship and be doing big cargo runs, because they're just bigger boxes that pay pretty much the same as the small boxes do. So anyhow, I got our C2 here. I've got a bunch of mostly 8s in the cargo hangar here. As you can click, if I click on them, they're immediately drawn straight to me. I don't have a choice of really swinging and maneuvering them. I click on them, and they go straight there. Now, you'll see that the highlighted is green. Green means I could drop it here if I wanted to, but it is not going to connect to a cargo grid. Red means I can't drop it here as I walk up. Again, I don't really have a lot of control here. It's always straight ahead, and I control up and down with the mouse as well. So basically, it's 2 axes, left and right, and up and down is what you can control. You then can control the drop-off with R in terms of rotation, just like other tractor beams. But it's quite straightforward. Once I've tilted my head, tilted my view until it's a little ways into the ship, I can then just click, and it will take it in a straight line from where I am to that location. I don't really have, once I do the click, I don't have any control particularly of swinging it left or right or around or between things. So again, I'll show you over here. I just point at it, get the green highlight, do 1 click, and it's coming straight towards me. It's not going to try to maneuver around, smacking into the ship, and neither can I make it move around that. Once it's heading straight towards me, it's heading straight towards me no matter how I move my mouse. I pick a position, a little adjusting up. Again, this is with up and down and left and right with the mouse is how this is. I'm moving this around. There's a white. I just click on it and it will go straight to that location. One more time, click, and bang. Again, it has no intelligence about how to avoid miscellaneous collisions are on the way. In addition, if I'm trying to drop something behind something, it's not going to be able to, it's going to tend to run into troubles with that as well. Because it doesn't have, just like it can't get around the frame of the door, it can't get around the box that's in the way. But it has a very nice very nice distance I've got on this. I'm sitting here, it didn't move the ship at all. I'm just pointing just where it came up out of the hangar, and I'm able to grab those crates real easy. And just finding the location. Now that was green, so it will drop it there, but it won't snap it to the grid. Just kind of bouncing it around. Another box of waste. Again, the mouse wheel doesn't do anything in this regard, unlike with the other tractor beams. This is not a finely controlled tool. It's a big tool for doing big motions with big boxes. But it can load them up pretty quickly. I don't really have a comparison timer, but I think I'm picking these boxes up and getting them into the ship a little bit faster than I could with a max lift tractor rifle. Again, it doesn't seem to have, finesse is not its middle name. But it will stack. And I have no control over how much banging is going on here. So I wouldn't pack your grandma's fine china. Green means I can drop it there, but it won't snap to a grid. Using up and down motions with the mouse to control, and left and right motions with the mouse to control where I might drop it. And then if I click, it just goes straight there. I have no control over any banging or collisions that are once I click that mouse. All right, last of the 8 SCU boxes. You can see I tried to slide to the right to get it to go around that banging into the corner of the ship, but it was on a, once I clicked the mouse, it was on a straight line to me. Now the only reason why that didn't bang is because it's a shorter box. There's kind of a fixed point just above that the tractor is locked to. When I click on it, it's going to go whatever size of the box, wherever it's at, it's going to be going to this one spot just above my head and a little bit forward. Last box. You'll notice that the one SCU box did not seem to fly faster than the other size boxes. So the speed at which the boxes we brought to you seems to be strictly related to, strictly unrelated to its size. Okay, last little look around here. Again, it moves slowly, but slowly and noisily, but nothing much. I'll take a good look here, make sure I haven't missed a box or anything. Give you another idea about how the speed at which this moves at. Very deliberate. But again, it's keeping with science fiction prototypes that it is being drawn from. Okay, here's the exit animation again. Let's close this up and get our way to Port Tressler. This is our drop-off point. Needless to say, I cut out a whole bunch of travel in between, but not that much because we just went to orbit. Deliberately picked this as a quick trip. And I'm going to twist my landing a little bit to kind of angle my tail towards the freight elevator on the starboard side. All right, jumped ahead a bit. There's our Atlas, just where we left it. Let's open up the door. It definitely looks like an Argo. So if any of you had dreams of the Atlas being some sort of mech warrior, you're probably are going to have to put those dreams on hold for a while. Interestingly enough, the patch note said that the person inside of the Atlas is invulnerable. I don't know if they're going to keep that being the case or not, but I could see that being potentially abused in FPS situations, allowing people to advance very close to, say, jump time without having to, I don't know if you can get, hold a weapon while in here. And of course you would be vulnerable as you were climbing out. But I'm sure somebody will try it. And I'm just pointing at the place I want it to be, seeing the image turn white, and then one click. And it does all of the moving to that location is essentially out of my control once I make the click. Again, I'm moving pretty fast here. I'm not sure really as a percentage how much faster I would be moving. You see what happened here? Even though it was white, because it was trying to drive it in a straight line, it couldn't actually get to that location, so it had trouble actually placing it there. And there's no pathfinding occurring, so you'll have to bear that in mind as you're trying to fill up a pad. I'm going to see if I can straighten that one out. But see, once I click on it, I can't just move it around there. It has to come all the way back to me, and then I have to send it all the way back. That's not optional. I'll keep grabbing a few more. This one I might have some trouble with. No, it was able to get around it. Yeah, did a little bit of banging there. Oops, I accidentally brought it back by clicking again. So if you accidentally double click when you place the crate, you will in fact be able to accidentally drop it and then pick it back up again. See how it kind of overshot and then snapped it back? I can see why this is still in a Evo state. Again, that was just one click to send it and place it. But at the sacrifice of being able to do any fine control of the motions in between. More here. Now that one was stuck. I did a cut there, okay. Okay, it looks like it's entirely empty. Let's go neaten this up a little bit. One that got misplaced earlier. though it says you're dropping it right on the grid, it doesn't always actually get there, because it will sometimes bang up and bang around. And then we got a little server error for a while. I'm going to cut out a lot of time here for the server error. The reason why I included the server error is it may be possibly related to what happened next. Because I'm going to climb out here. And let's try to lower the freight elevator. And I get an internal error. And I do not know, that may be related to the server error we had just a few moments ago. It may not. But again, I'm not really focused on that. The purpose of this video is going to be on the ARGO ATLS. Multi-tool obviously is much slower, but I do have much more fine control over where things are and how I'm placing them. So this ATLS is not a perfect tool. The multi-tool, the max lift rifle, and the ATLS, each has its strengths. But before I'm done, I'd like to try one other experiment. And that is, can we actually take this thing out and about through the rest of the station? And it looks like it's just a little bit too high to get under the threshold here. It does not have the ability to crouch. Now, this doesn't mean that some creative person might not figure out something like, I don't know, knocking it over on its side and then trying to drag it through, or whatever. But at least in the most straight up fashion, you're not going to be taking this through the rest of the space station or the landing zone. Also, you'll note I'm trying to here, I tried to call the elevator from within the ATLS by using the F key, and the ATLS would not let me interact with the world around it. So I could not push the elevator call button. Oh, and the secret word for the day, let's have it just be the same as the other video I released earlier. And that is the profession of someone whose job is to load and unload items on a dock. Fly safe, keep it real. I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.